Hey, how's everyone doing today? Hope you guys are having a great ending to your week. It is Friday, August 4th. And as always, we got a great show lined up for you today. We have one of the top stars in the adult industry. Please welcome to the show, Lexi Luna. How you doing?
Hello. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, of course, of course. So how you doing?
I'm doing great. Just, got my day started. It's earlier on the West Coast, so just
Right, right.
enjoying the day. Getting ready early is always nice. Getting my workout in and all that stuff. What about you?
Oh, good, doing good, doing good. Same thing, on the West Coast. Uh, just relaxing. I'm here in Northern California, so
Oh,
there's
nice.
really not much to. Yeah.
Can't
Um,
complain.
now, be, be, before you got into the adult industry, I understand that you were a teacher.
That is correct. I taught elementary school for 5 years and worked with special needs students and English language learners. And I did charter schools and public schools. I tried it all. Worked in 5 different schools in 5 years. High turnover.
Okay. Okay. And I saw in a past interview, you were talking about when you got your enhancement uh, that that how the kids would they would be in for a big surprise. And I thought that was kind of funny because it flashed me back to the fifth grade. And I was
That's exactly kind of what I was thinking. It's like, I didn't realize at the time because I didn't think of it in those terms.
right,
And now I'm like, oh no, I probably definitely encouraged some. I don't know. I definitely tried to wear like big like school t-shirts that were always like not flattering. But I
right,
mean, I went from an A cup to a double D. There's no hiding it.
right, right.
So
And like I said, it flashed me back to when I was in fifth grade. I was on the other end. I was one of those students, and we had a student teacher come in, and she was, you know, built up there.
endowed
Yes, and me being the fifth grade kid, my hormones were going, and at the time, I didn't know what was going on.
for sure.
And like every other question, my hand went up so she could come over.
I don't understand.
And I at the time, I didn't know what was going on. I just, for some reason, I wanted her near me. For some reason, I couldn't figure out in fifth grade, and
Felt right.
and uh, after three or four times, with my hand raised up, she comes up to me and she goes, "Joey, it's just enough. You can figure this out. You're a smart student. Figure it out." And
Leave me alone.
yeah, she's basically relax. I'm gonna be here all year.
Yeah,
Type of thing. And
you
I was
get
like,
plenty of looks.
yeah. And so um, a week later, I'm in my parents' car. We're going to the store, and I had my window down, and I'm hearing like Joey, Joey, and I look out the window, and it's my student teacher. She's like waving at me. And I'm like,
So
okay,
bizarre.
okay. My
That
mom
is the start of a movie.
and my mom was just like, "Who the hell is that?" And I'm
How
like,
do you
"Mom,
know this woman?
yeah." My mom's like, and I was like, "Mom, that's just my student teacher." And mom's like, "Oh, okay, all right then." And I'm just like, "Wow, she's my teacher, and she lives 2 blocks from me. What the heck?"
Yeah, that was one of the things that I really disliked the most about teaching was that I had to kind of be careful when I was out in the world because
Right,
you're like a public figure to these kids and you're an example in the community and so I was always like checking to make sure that the contents of my shopping cart were appropriate shall a child so as to allow children to not snoop and ask and whatever in case I saw them at the grocery store. But thank goodness I don't have to worry about that anymore because this life is way more fun than that past life. We don't even need to talk about
right.
her anymore.
Exactly, exactly. Hey, before we go on, I want to give a big thank you to Brian from BSG PR for setting this up. So thank
Yeah,
you for that,
thanks,
Brian.
Brian.
Now, being a well-established performer in the industry, when and how did you decide to rebrand your stuff?
Sure. So, the first branding was really kind of innate because I was the teacher turned porn star, right? That was me for a long time. And now I'm entering my 8th year in the industry. And now, oop, I got some echoing. Okay. And now I'm entering my 8th year, and it doesn't feel like that's really who I am anymore, because, you know, that teacher girl was 7 years ago. I've been doing this career far longer than I've been doing that career at this point. So I decided to rebrand and elevate the brand a little bit. And now I consider myself the gentleman's porn star, where we have lots of like sexy, sensual sides of me showing in my videos these days, and just kind of enjoying being the woman in charge, but not being mommy necessarily. Not that I don't love the stepmom niche. It's definitely where I feel comfortable, but I think that my fans appreciate a little bit of the higher quality content and the more elevated brand, and the more just like, I just want everybody to feel like a gentleman when they're fucking around to my porn.
Exactly. Now, I understand not only did you attend AVN, you were up for a couple nominations.
I was for MILF Performer of the Year, and for my threesome scene, Girl, Girl, Girl for Nubiles. That was fun.
Right. And I believe a former guest we had on, Anna Claire Clouds, was also in that with you.
Yes, she was. She was fantastic. I love working with her. She's just a gem in the industry too. So thankful we have her.
Exactly. Yeah, she's a great performer. Did you attend Exotica in Miami?
I did. I went to Exotica Miami. I haven't been since before the pandemic, so it's been 5 years since I've been to an Exotica. But I used to go all the time. It was like every couple months when they would have a show, I would go pretty religiously, and then it just kind of fell apart with the pandemic. We didn't go for a couple of years, and then it was like, okay, well, now I have to retrain those muscles that go to a convention, and I have to remember, you know, I got to pack stuff for the floor and be really ready for these conventions. And I just don't feel like I fully, like, my bag wasn't great this time. Right. But learning for the next one, it's just like flexing those muscles, learning how to ride a bike again.
Right.
But it was a lot of fun getting to meet the fans and getting to be in Miami for a little bit, and definitely remembering why I don't want to be in Florida because of the humidity. It was very wet, but very moisturizing.
All right. Yeah. Now, for the fans who have never attended Exotica and they're going for the first time, what could they expect? I mean, Exotica AVN type of thing. What can they expect from a trade show?
Trade shows are so much fun. It's like seeing us live, except it's, you know, larger than life, and it's all of us in a room. Imagine seeing all the people you masturbate to right there in front of you in a line, just like waving. That's the way I think about it. And so it can be a little intimidating, I think, for first timers. You know, the thing is, we're all there to meet you. So just come on up and like put your shy self in a box, and that person doesn't need to come out today, because we're just having fun. Everybody's really approachable and nice, and as long as you're respectful, you'll have a great time. And so just grab like a sticker or a card or something and engage with us.
There you go. Now, talking about meeting people, have you ever met or come across some of your fans outside, and can you share those experiences?
Of course. I see my fans almost all the time at airports. That's like the place where I get recognized the most. I think it's because I travel so much between LA and Vegas that it's just like the highest percentage of my travel is that way. So I'm likely to see more fans that way. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Everybody is a little shy when they come up to me, and I'm so bad at like being a good model, because I never have like stickers or anything to give anybody, and I'm always like, crap, it's in the other bag. So I need to like start putting some of my stickers or cards or something, so that when I meet somebody, I can give them something, because I feel like that's fun, right? To get a little memento from meeting your favorite star in real life. Right. My favorite meeting so far has been one of the TSA agents in Vegas knows me and knows my route pretty well. So that's fun. I don't think it gets me through TSA any faster, so no bonus there.
Right. You know, and so if someone approaches you, you know, it's okay to come up and say hi.
For sure. I mean, just be discreet. You don't need to like make a big deal about it. I'll take a photo. I don't mind. Often I'm not wearing makeup, so if you recognize me, more props to you.
Yeah. I've had, some guests, like say like you, just be discreet and be nice, polite. And
Yeah.
I've had other guests where they're just like, don't come near me. That's what the trade shows are for. Da da da.
Yeah, and
So,
that's a very personal decision, and
exactly.
that's part of everybody's prerogative is decide how that goes for them.
Yeah, exactly. Now, recently you posted some info that you shot a scene with Sophie Locke.
Oh
Can,
yeah, Sophia Locke, she's fantastic.
can
She
you
is
talk?
truly somebody, yeah, she's truly somebody who enjoys fucking, and we had so much fucking fun. We did some strap-on play, and I mean, it was just so like feminine and pretty, and I'm really excited to see how it all edits up. She has this great little studio in LA, and it just like is so adorable, and you just want to be in the space. So I was like, yeah, let's shoot at your place, and we got some BTS and some good content, so I'm excited to share with the fans. But yeah, she's a fucking gem,
All
and
right.
her body is insane. She's so fit. I love it.
Great. Now, you have a sex doll out, which probably I think it's been out for a little bit.
It has.
For the fans, that if you guys will check it out, I saw the video of it, and it is dead on her.
Right? It's
Like,
pretty good, isn't it? Like I see the resemblance from head to toe. I really do. So it is a lot of fun. Sex Doll Canada helped me with that. We started it during the pandemic, and I went and got scanned, and we took, gosh, I don't even know how many pictures, between pussy pictures and nipple pictures and like curvature of the face pictures. Like there were so many details. I wanted to make sure that all the pieces looked like me and that it was a true replica, because that was really important to me, and I know to my fans.
right.
So yeah, she's available at LexiLunaDoll.com, and she's a lot of fun. I just actually shot a scene with her with Damon Dice for Cam Soda, and that'll be coming out, I would say, within the month. Where he is fucking the doll, and he's like, "Oh, I wish I had two of you," and then poof.
Oh, okay.
So it's the first official scene with the doll, and I'm very excited to see it all come together.
All right. All right. Yeah, guys, check that site out, LexiLunaDoll.com, for your
I
doll
love
that
doll.
you. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and like I said, guys, I seen the video. It is dead on her. I think the only difference is, like you mentioned in the video, it's a little bit less heavier, or a lot more.
Yeah, the weight is really challenging. To have I'm 5'7", so with that comes the skeleton, right? The steel skeleton that's inside her has a lot of weight, and then the material is super high quality and it's dense, so it
Right.
adds weight very quickly. So they took out some weight in like the knees and some different parts where they could spare it, but for the most part, it's within 25 pounds.
All right. Yeah. Now, also, you can go to iwantlexi.com, and instead of looking for this one or this one or this one, they're all on there.
Yeah,
So
it's all
go
right
to
there,
that.
nice and easy for you to find.
Now, you've never watched Corn, because how the YouTube is. I got to say Corn before you joining the industry.
No, it's something that I never really like paid attention to. I was kind of just not like it never really, because I grew up in a time where the internet was slow. There wasn't really a whole lot of options, and it really was like bad quality, and it gave your computer viruses, and it just was not like the early time of the internet. PORN is not what you want to be part of. So
Exactly.
yeah, I don't know. I guess I found it to be too cumbersome.
Yeah. Take you
I'll just use this toy and I'll be fine.
take you 2 days to download
To
a movie.
download. Yeah. Yeah. Like, I don't have that kind of time. This is important right now.
Exactly. Now, I've had past guests who've never been able to watch themselves after they shoot a scene. are you able to do that, or you can't watch yourself?
So I used to not be able to watch it because mostly just I think the sound of my voice. I think everybody has a thing about their voice and they hear it and it sounds like, oh, how are you so whiny? And so I got to the point where one of my friends actually was like, you need to sit and watch your scenes. And so I sat down and kind of went through, I would say in that time, the more recent scenes I had done. And I really saw my performance in a different way. It really helped me realize that, like, you're doing it, like, you're doing it, you're performing, you're doing well. This is what it looks like when you perform. And so I think it's actually very imperative. And now I make it a point to watch stuff because I remember how it was to film. And the only way you get better is by repeating it, doing, watching it. And so I really think it's made me a better performer, being able to see myself and to see, like, oh, I'm like arching my back differently, or I'm lifting this leg up, or I'm turning differently. Like, it really, really helps inform my performing.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of, like you said, you can I can't even say that word, but you can watch your past performances and see what you did wrong or what you want to do different next time. And
exactly. And if you don't watch yourself, I mean, just seeing what you do on cam isn't enough. It's not the same type of performing when you're constantly looking back to see what the camera looks like. So
right.
Yeah, it's definitely, I would recommend it to every performer, especially at the beginning. Watch for the first couple of months, and then when you get closer towards, like, you're feeling more confident in your performances, see the difference so you can, like, watch your first scene versus your most recent scene.
Right. Yeah, I already know the answer to this one, but I posted the question anyway.
Would I go back to teaching? Absolutely not. I do feel like, though, I get to teach adults about sex and relationships. And that is something that, people don't get a lot of that kind of instruction anymore. Or if they do, it's like, it's taboo, or it's poorly executed, to be honest, sex education in American schools. So
Right.
I think it's great that I get to be so candid and so open and free about it. And I get to teach people and kind of make them feel a little bit more at ease, depending
Right.
on, no matter what stage they're in. I feel like I can connect with a lot of people.
Right. I mean, that could be like a whole niche series that you could do.
I've thought about it. It's definitely like there's some Lexi's love lessons in the fold.
Yeah, definitely. Now I checked the IAFD,
Uh-huh.
and that's the Inner Adult Film
Database.
Database. Yeah, and you have 360 titles under your belt.
I think I have a few more than that, but
Yeah, they're probably a little bit behind, but they're somewhat times they're on it, but that sometimes they
yeah,
slip
and
up.
it really is. There are just so many ways and so many scenes get chopped up and, like, re-sent out. So there's definitely some duplicates, but there's definitely some that aren't on there. I know that I've also done about 500 to 1,000 custom videos for my fans too. So, like, that's
Yeah,
the
there
fun
you go.
part.
Yeah. Now, have you done anything crazier or kinkier in your private life than you've done on film?
Of course, you have to keep something sacred for your personal life, because if you give everything to the people, then, I feel like you could kind of can lose sight of who you are and what you want. So there are definitely things I don't perform, but I do in my personal life. And, when I first started getting interested in working in the industry, I started on a website called fetlife.com, which was kind of a fetish Facebook type of place where you could chat with other people who were kinky and really kind of meet people out in the real world and play in the real world and not just kind of sit behind a computer screen. So it was a lot of encouragement to go out and meet people, which was great because I had just moved to Florida at the time, was taking a teaching job and didn't know anybody. So I used it as a way to meet open-minded people who I knew wouldn't judge me for anything that I was interested in, and as a way to kind of learn and explore my interests. And this was all pre-adult. So it just really got really fun, and I learned a lot, and then the opportunity presented itself and it just kind of rolled in, and it felt, like a natural transition. It wasn't like I was seeing a penis for the first time or anything.
Right, exactly.
But yeah, I enjoyed the more like BDSM stuff and all of that kind of stuff. Like the things you don't see me do that everybody's like, oh, why isn't he slapping her ass? Like, that's because first of all, I bruise really easily. And second of all, like, I'm the woman in charge. Let me be in charge.
Exactly. There you go. Exactly. Now, if I could set up a fantasy scene for you with any performer from the past, who would you choose and why?
Mm, that's an excellent fucking question. I
And
think, she's coming back, so I don't know if this is like past, but definitely Kimmy Granger. She is on my list. My like want to work with her. She's just so incredible on the dick, and it just is very impressive. And I kind of want to like see it in person,
there
So
you go.
she's definitely on my want to work with her list.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, but I think that like legendary, I would want to do a scene with like Peter North, just because he's so iconic.
Yeah. Yeah. And when he does the pop shots, he's famous for that.
Yeah, right. So like I gotta experience that.
And if I've my listeners always know my choice would be for myself, Vanessa Del Rio.
I don't know her.
She was back in the late 70s, early 80s. Yeah. Yeah, she's a legendary porn star from late 70s, early 80s.
Oh wow. Yeah. Hottie. I had to look her up.
Okay. Now, I have a segment on the show called My Dirty Little Secret,
Okay.
where my guests, if they have a secret they'd like to reveal to their fans, they can. And it's the left high low is from, I stole something in second grade to I was banging my best friend's husband or something. That's the realm of it. So if it's not mandatory, but if you have a dirty little secret you'd like to spill, we'd love to
I
hear it.
do. I have a dirty little secret. My first like lesbian girl experience was far into my 20s, and not didn't happen at college, which is what everybody always assumes. But
Mhm.
she was in college, but I was already out of college. And
Okay.
there's something special about that time in your life when you're just really like exploratory and judgment free. And I felt like for the first time that I wooed this girl and like kind of like come hither to her until she asked me to fucking strap her. That was something that I had never been asked to do. Luckily, I had a strap on because I was doing something else with it, not like nothing like scandalous. It was just
Right.
like I happened to have it. It was just straps and an O-ring. It was super basic. But I learned that night that it is very challenging to fuck somebody the way that you think you should fuck them, because like I know how much pleasure I get from somebody like hitting it hard
Right.
versus the other, and it's like that's a lot of work, and you can't feel the dildo, so I don't know if I'm getting in there. I don't know how deep it's going. I have no frame of reference. It's my first experience.
Right.
And it's so yeah, my dirty little secret is that I didn't lose my like girl virginity until like a couple of years before porn, and
Yeah.
now I'm unstoppable,
Okay.
insatiable. I do love the
Now,
ladies.
now, um, that reminds me of a TikTok video. There was this guy. He was having. I mean, they had the clothes on and everything, but he's having his wife like jump on the bed, just bam, 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 and he's got a timer. And she's like, she like tapped out after
Yes. Okay. Yes, I have seen this.
yeah.
Yes.
And then he just basically told her, don't complain about my minute and 50.
Nope.
Now you understand.
It's so true. But I will say the exercise for all of you guys following
Yeah.
along at home, the exercise you need to be able to do that is hip thrusts. Put some dumbbells on your hips and just thrust up and squeeze those glutes.
Exactly.
That's really helped me.
Now, before we wrap this up, is there anything you like to say to your fans?
I always thank my fans when I get the opportunity because you guys are so awesome and I literally wouldn't exist without you. Without fans, Lexi Luna doesn't even matter. It's just a name in the wind. And so thank you guys for always being there for me. And I can't wait to show you what's coming up the second half of this year. Got a semi big announcement to announce for you guys. I can't wait to put it in front of you.
All right. All right. Great. Now, before we wrap this up, my regular viewers know about my wall. Past guests who have been on my
Okay.
show, and what I do is when I have a show with a non-guest, I basically promote my wall here.
Okay.
Anything that they've got going on and whatnot. There's one picture missing because the person retired, so I'm going to add a new picture to it.
Ah, so good.
So now when I have a show without a guest, if you got anything you'd like me to promote for you, scenes, appearances, whatnot, let me know,
Sure.
and I'll put it on and make sure that I promote it on for you.
Yeah, for sure. I'll let you know. I definitely am gonna go to Exotica in New Jersey. So that's in like November. So we got time.
Okay. All right. Well, great. Hey, guys, I want to thank you for tuning in. Make sure you follow up all my social medias. Make sure you follow Lexi's, all her social medias, and you can find that at iwantlexi.com. Make sure
Bingo.
exactly go. Make sure you go with that, and everything's on there. I need to do one of those so that
It's
way.
like a link tree, except all the search engine optimization goes to me instead of Linktree.
There you go. Okay. There you
So
go.
when people search my name, that comes up higher in the search.
Okay. All right. See,
Just
I'm
trying to
kind of
find all the fans, right? Before
yeah.
somebody else grabs them up.
Exactly.
Come to the real sites. It's over here.
There you go. All right. Okay. Hey, I want to thank you for guys for tuning in. Lexi, thank you for being on, and you're always welcome back anytime you'd like.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Okay. And one thing before I go, when your a career is done, I see an AVN Hall of Fame.
I
Seriously,
certainly think that will have been deserved by that point.
exactly. Exactly. So, guys, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.